Hey guys, and welcome back to Pro Speed Baseball. Today we're going over footwork on catcher footwork throwing down to second base. So what we're going to do first of all is I'm going to show you exactly what it's going to look like at the finish, and then we're going to go through a step-by-step progression to get into those positions. So from the side view, the basics, when we break it down as simple as possible, it's going to be an explosion off the ground, and we're going to land in a 1-2 step when we land with our back leg first and then our front leg, and it's going to look a lot like this here, and I'll show you from the side right here. Boom. Okay, so I'll slow that down and show you that when you come up off the ground, we want kind of both feet coming up off the ground, and we want the right foot to land first and then the left foot. So that's the overall picture we want to work with. Now the best way to learn the proper way to do this is from the standing position first. So what we're going to do is we're going to first go over our setup, and we're going to just stand straight up, and we're going to make sure that we get our right front toe and our back heel or our left heel on the same horizontal line. So when we're catching and we're in our secondary stance, that's about where we want our feet to be. We want to drop this back foot back a little bit to give us the advantage to gain some ground. And this is why we do this. And as a catcher, you want to gain a little bit of ground towards second base, but if you gain too much ground, you go too far forward, you're actually going to lose out on some time getting the ball. And if you don't gain enough ground, you're going to lose out on some time. And by setting our toes up, our heel and our toe on this line together, we're now giving ourselves the perfect amount of ground to gain, and we're not going to have to think about it because we drop this foot back and it's going to be working forward towards this heel. We're going to gain the perfect amount of ground. We're not going to gain too much, and we're not going to not gain any at all because this foot is going to have to work forward. So by setting our feet up that way, it takes out all the thinking we have to do about how much we have to move forward in the throwdown. That takes us into our next move, and that's the actual footwork of the throwdown. So very simply, we're going to take the middle of our right foot and put it into the heel of our left foot, and our left foot's going to go towards second base. Now, it's not going to happen like this, but this is going to be the first progression. Okay, so we're going to make sure our right toe and our left heel are on that line. And what we're going to do is we're going to very simply take our right heel, put into that left foot, and step towards second base. Okay, it's going to look just like this here, towards second base. And we're going to get good 50 repetitions of that so we start to get an idea of what we're doing. All we're doing here is we're going to be replacing our left foot with our right foot and taking our left foot towards second base. So good 50 repetitions just like that. And now we're going to work into a little bit more full speed where we get into that same setup, and we're going to just hop into that position while we're replacing. So we're going to jump forward, okay? So it's going to be a jump, and as we're jumping, we're going to do that same footwork we were doing when we're just replacing. Show you what it looks like from the side. Get those toes and heel lined up and go, okay? And what we want to be feeling here is that both legs are firing at the same time, and we're replacing that left ankle with the right foot. So as you can see, I'll do a little slow motion. You can see the right foot is replacing the left foot as left foot's going forward. And you'll see this, once you work into this part of the progression, you'll see this is going to happen more and more naturally. So what you really want to pay attention to is that this right foot is landing before the left foot. So a little skip forward, left to right, or right left. So now what we want to do is we want to do those same progressions from the squat position in our secondary position. So what we're going to do is we're going to, just to recap the secondary position, we're going to get a little bit wider than we would from our primary. And if you haven't seen the catcher stance video, check that out. That goes over a lot more in detail the secondary position. So we're going to widen up a little bit and nice and comfortable. We don't want to get too crazy with it. And we're going to make sure we still have that right toe and that left heel about on that same line. And we're going to repeat the progression. So we're going to go from here, and we're going to walk this middle of our right foot into our left heel and step towards second base. And we're going to do that 50 times, and then we're going to get a good 50 repetitions. You can see I'm getting a little out of breath right now, but it's being a catcher is hard work. So we're going to get another 50 repetitions of where we explode and do the same footwork there. Now, big key here, I'll show you one more from the side. The big key here is we don't want the biggest mistake I see catchers make is they try to stay really low, okay? I'm actually gonna play a little clip of a video of a couple catchers on each side, and what I want you to pay attention to is the height of their head up next to the hitter's head, and you can see that when they're getting ready to throw down, they're just about as tall as those hitters. That's because they're not worried about staying really nice and low. If you go ahead and explode up, you're nice and tall and you get your most powerful throw down to second base. So definitely when you're working on this, don't worry about trying to stay really low, because that's going to take a lot away from your arm strength, and it actually slows your release down a lot. So tell you, it takes a lot of work to get down here and move around, but it's all good. So just a quick recap, we're going to do 50 repetitions with 1-2 step, just stepping, 50 explosions from standing up, and then we're going to do the same thing from the squat, okay, where we step towards second base, and I'll show you explode from the side. Now just a couple quick notes right here. I know there's a lot of instructions saying you want to take this right foot and stand it right underneath your nose or something like that. That gets a little funky. It's so much easier, and catchers, all the good catchers, replace their heel. So they get this right foot going towards their left heel. And there's going to be some variation, and if there's a pitch out here, we might step a little bit closer to the inside or something like that. But having an easy gauge just to replace your feet is the quickest way to learn, and it's the most efficient way to getting yourself lined up with second base. And the reason why we take the middle of our foot to our heel is because if we concentrate on taking the middle of the foot to the heel, it'll actually turn our foot, and by turning our back foot facing second base, that middle of the foot facing towards second base, it allows us now to square up our hips towards second base, so now we can get everything on the throw. If we were to just take our toe over here, our hips wouldn't be square and we'd be kind of cockeyed towards second base. Now I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I simplified this footwork well enough for you guys to understand. If you have any questions on this at all, go ahead and leave me a question or a comment down in the comment section below. I'll be sure to get to that personally and answer whatever questions you guys have. Now stay tuned though, I'm actually going to play a bonus clip out of one of the videos in our pitching series, but I'll also put a link for our power hitting series right here. You can check out either one of those series absolutely free of charge. They're both great series for getting in the best mechanics and getting bat speed, arm speed, all that kind of stuff. It's a great program. And if you guys you could please like, subscribe, plus one this video on Google. It really helps me grow the channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Good luck with your catching, and I'll see you guys soon. This is the plate. And what you're going to do is you're going to monitor this knee on what I call the spin out line. And that's going to be about an inch outside of your back foot. It's going to be a vertical line about an inch right outside your back, and we don't want that knee to go past that line. So if I'm here, I'm in front of the line. As soon as it goes past that spin out line is where we really start getting the tendency to spin out and lose that velocity. Now, what we're going to